at the Statue of Liberty, and you're watching Let Freedom Ring.
All right, welcome. This is not actually Let Freedom Ring, but it is part of a branch of Let Freedom Ring. I have Scott McVicker here. This is going to be the Scott and Dan show here, and it's going to
This
be
is it.
ring in free thoughts with Dan and Scott. We're looking to do a bi-weekly show here, just kind of talking about all the things going on in the world, things going on in our lives, things going on in your lives as well. So feel free to comment in. If you'd like to join in the comments, make sure that you are doing that on the Let Freedom Ring page or on the YouTube channel. Unfortunately, anything from my personal page is not going to be seen. Unfortunately, you have to do it on Let Freedom Ring or you have to do it on the YouTube channel. But so that's essential. It's going to be, again, I'm sorry.
This is it. This is it.
Let's
Long time coming, right, Danny boy? This is it.
Ring in free thoughts. There's the title of the show with Dan and Scott. So this is going to be, again, an addition to Let Freedom Ring in the Let Freedom Ring family here. But Scott, you're going to be the co-host. How the hell are you?
Yeah, this is it, man. I'm great, man. How are you? That's the question. How are you doing? I'm fantastic. I'm a little
I'm doing
sweaty
really.
running around trying to figure out some technology here, but I think we're good to go.
It's like after the pandemic, like you just, I don't know. A lot of this stuff is online now, like never
This is
before.
mid 2020 all over again. Zooming in, zooming out. We're all over the place.
We're
Happy to
in
be
the
here though. I'm very excited to get some free thoughts rung in. Here we go.
yeah. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it rolling. So we're gonna, we'll do this in a couple sections here. First, we're gonna start off with the headlines, just a few things that are going on in the world, and I really, I want to kick off, ring in the free thoughts with something that I've been extremely pissed off with, not thrilled with a lot of the behavior by people in this region, and
This region.
I am talking about
Mm,
Bill Belichick. Okay, a man that has been this coach of this team since 2000, and it looks like it could be the end of Bill Belichick at the end of the year, reported on by Tommy Curran there. But
Yep.
what's really, really disgusted me as of late is how Patriot fans have been talking about Coach Belichick.
You
Um,
know. Yeah.
Scott, what do you think when this was reported? What do you think of all this
I think
going
it's
on?
pretty. I think the writing's been on the wall for a few months now. I think everybody knew it was coming. I mean, you didn't think he was going to stick around for that much longer, did you? I mean,
No.
he's a legend. He's the best of all time. But I mean, come on. Like we all saw the writing on the wall. I think. I'm not shocked. I could definitely say I'm not shocked. That's for sure.
Well, I could say this, and I'm going to call it kind of how I see it here.
Did it?
I'm not saying he has to be, the coach moving forward or anything like this. I understand if you want to move on. Sometimes you need to have a change. I just don't like the disrespect of
Mm.
Patriot fans towards Bill Belichick.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, no,
That disgusts me.
yeah, I completely agree with you. The deserves more than the hate. I think, but I mean, I'm honestly fed up with it. I'm tired of the same old, not giving any information in the interviews, and I'm ready for some new blood myself. I'm ready for something exciting. I haven't been excited about the Pats in years. I mean, maybe Max, rookie season. I was like, this is it, something new, but
That was
I
only
don't know,
2 years
man.
ago,
I'm
though.
I'm
That
over it.
wasn't
I'm done with him. I know. And it's been a long
like it.
freaking 2 years if I say so myself.
Well, not making the playoffs last year, but it was interesting. This year was just like, how how are they going to lose this week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like losses. Like they didn't have to score many points to win some of these games, right? But
No.
is that all
It was
coaching?
it's no, it's definitely not all coaching, but I mean, it starts with coaching, right? I mean, top to bottom, it's just a bad organization now. I mean, quarterback plays awful. I mean, you brought in people. You brought in Zeke Elliott. You brought in some of the receivers. They're not great receivers, but you brought in better talent than we had. But I feel like it's just been a mismanagement, just top to bottom for years now. You know?
Do you feel like after a while though, and again, I'm not sitting here, I'm not going to sit here and like make a song or crap on Belichick or anything like that. I'm just
I kind of
calling a
want you
spade.
to make a song about it. Actually, I think that's what we need
In
to.
support. I agree. If you
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
but just because the guy did enough here not to be, I feel, disrespected on the way out.
Yeah.
Like
No.
I never liked how they ran, like the way Terry Francona left Boston after winning
Mm.
2 World Series. They go to the headlines talking that he's what they say, a pill addiction or something, and they kind of
Was
like,
that
oh,
what it is? Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
cheating on his wife and all this,
Yeah. I
and it's like
remember that. Yep.
they had to railroad the guy on his way out. This is the coach who helped break the curse. I
Yeah.
just there's something in the fan base, and again, if anybody wants to comment why we're live, we're gonna be doing this again bi-weekly. Please do on the Let Freedom Ring page or on the YouTube channel.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
cannot say anything
Hmm.
from my personal page,
Hmm.
but I don't like that running. I just don't like turning on I
I
guess
think.
I'm guilty of it
Uh,
at times, but Belichick is on another level.
yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, he's. You can't disrespect the guy. I mean, like I said, I think we're all sick and tired of it, tired of the circus and all that. But no, he deserves. I mean, he's the greatest coach of all time. But at the same time, like I think it's so evident the last couple of years how I feel like we've had this debate off and on for decades. Is it Brady or is it Belichick? I mean, I feel like this is just nothing but evidence of how much more important Brady was to the whole operation than Belichick has been. Granted, again, Belichick it all starts with Belichick, but you take Brady out of the equation, and this is what we're at, and it's 4 years later, and he's done. It's crazy.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. The players play the game on the field. I mean, Belichick got a lot of good players for Brady over the years. I do believe in the beginning, though, it was Belichick's defenses that were winning those. And
Yeah,
Brady was just
no.
that good
Oh,
enough of a
the early
quarterback.
ones. Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. No, those first three were all defense. I mean, those guys. That was a whole different breed of football back in that day. You had your Brewskis, your Vrabels, when they brought in Rodney Harrison. You don't half of the stuff that they used to do. You can't even do in the NFL anymore. But I mean, that 18-1 season or whatever it was, and everything from there.
I mean, when they got out and
It's
got,
all
that
it's
that's when it started to become in my opinion, the offensive juggernaut was, and
yeah.
again, I know they had some declines, but when he went out and got Randy Mosso, like that was a Belichick move, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
no, of course. I mean, it had to be. Yeah, I mean, he's been running the show. I mean, that was it. That was when they went all in. I mean, because it wasn't just Randy Moss. I feel like that was also, I think it was back to back days where they got Welker and then Randy Moss or vice versa, something like that. So, I mean, that was all about getting the weapons for Tom. And then they did it later on with Hernandez and Gronk and Edelman and everybody. But
Well, to say the guy can't draft, I mean, he drafted Gronk. I mean, that
I
guy's
mean,
probably the greatest
if we're going to
tight
talk
end of all time.
oh, absolutely. No argument there. And I mean, you did get Tom Brady with this round, sixth round, whatever it is. But I mean, what have
I'm
you done
not
for
gonna
me?
pat
What
him
have
on
you
the
done for
back.
me late? What have you done for me lately? That's all I'm saying.
I I will say this: I'm not gonna pat him on the back. Is all the things I say nice about Belichick, and obviously I'm not going to trash him like other people are doing. He didn't know what he was getting with Brady. Not at 199.
No, no, he fell ass backwards into that. Yeah, I mean, if Bledsoe doesn't get knocked out, our lives, the trajectory of our lives, completely different. So,
Very, very different.
yeah.
So, my buddy
Mhm.
Kendall's jumping in from On the Sidelines podcast. Is Dan the F man? I appreciate the love. Love to be a guest in this version of the pod. Hire me as the Pats coach. Well, yeah. Um,
Get the
And
resume ready, dude. Send it in. We'll see what we can do.
get it. It can't get. If you can get us 4 wins, and Gronk, the go tight end. I think there's a lot of talk about who's the guy there, the other guy, Tony Gonzalez. They talk about
Kelsey.
little
Oh,
Kelsey. I mean,
sure. Yeah. Gonzalez. Yep.
Kelsey's playing. I mean, he's still in the league, and they're the same age.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, if Kelsey has a few more good years and wins a couple more rings, then he'll be up there. But Gronk was just a different breed. I mean, I love watching Gronk highlights of him just running over people,
Dude, he was an absolute freak. I mean, that first year in 2010
Mm,
with him and Hernandez was just like that was some. I know we didn't win the Super Bowl. We got knocked out by the Jets, but like that was a
sure.
fun year.
We had
And
never
those
seen that.
guys,
We had never seen something like that before. Yeah.
and that's after the almost perfect season. That's after the first 3 Super Bowls. Like Belichick kept this team going for 20 years. I get you needed Tom, but there's a big difference between being a quarterback and a coach, right? Tom could go where he wanted,
Sure.
and they could build around him. But in the NFL, if you have the quarterback, you know you gotta that's what
You
you
give him the
need. If you
pieces.
don't,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's
So
what Miami's doing. I mean, they got Tua. They brought in Tyreek. They're giving him all the weapons that he needs. He's gonna be good. They got to keep doing that.
I will just say there's 3 coaches in New England history that you're not gonna hear me bash. One is Belichick, one is Terry Francona, and I won't bash Doc
Mm,
Rivers. I'm not a basketball expert in any way, but I just
I was gonna say,
we
yeah,
we got our championship
yeah,
with Doc. So all the Belichick haters out there that are
yep.
Patriots fans, I say you're spoiled. You've been very spoiled, and
Pound
it's
sand, pound it.
yeah, we're going through a rough patch that every other team has gone through. So knock it off.
Yep.
Um, I want to bring this up in the headlines too. R.I.P. to Andre Braher.
Mm.
I hope I said his name last right. From
That
Brooklyn,
guy.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was absolutely hilarious. I can't say I was a huge fan of the show, but super shocked to see that on Facebook the
Yeah,
other
I
day
think
that he passed
it
away.
was cancer. I think right. It was
It,
something
lung
serious, so it
cancer.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. A surprise. I mean, it's a surprise to the public, but not a surprise to. I would assume him, his family, his friends, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I mentioned it on one of my appearances on the show. There, got into Brooklyn Nine for just a little bit. I've watched a little bit, maybe that first season or so. Really funny stuff, and that guy, the timing, the comedic timing that guy had is genius. But yeah, it's a shame we've lost a lot of people this last year. A lot of the big names.
Yeah, I mean he was 61. I don't know, and lung cancer is a funny thing because the actress that played Shelton's girlfriend on Big Bang,
Mayim Bialik or whatever it is there. Yeah,
something like that.
Mayim
She
Bialik.
just they found it early. She's only like 43, and she goes, "I
Oh
wasn't a
really?
smoker and not a smoker."
Oh shit.
So lung cancer, that's scary. That's some
Yeah,
scary stuff.
yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah, it hits you real hard. Breaking Bad. I mean, it all started with him and his lung cancer too. Fictional, but
I mean, it turned him into a drug kingpin,
really did.
essentially.
Oh
I
yeah, really
just
did.
talking about just a second there. I just want to just because you mentioned Breaking Bad.
I have to.
Um,
Anytime I talk to anybody, I have to.
I we started watching that in college in
Hmm.
2008. Me,
Yep.
you, Munson, Corey,
Rest in peace.
we're all pretty into it, and didn't know that this would go on to be like one of the greatest shows
Oh
ever.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, we didn't know we were watching. I feel like it didn't even start on like CBS. Like I feel like it wasn't on
AMC.
AM. Yeah, was it AMC?
It was
I
always
feel
on
like
AMC. Yeah.
I for some reason I remember watching it on CBS though. I don't know if it was like reruns or like some sort of weird. I don't know. But yeah, I mean that show just everything that you want. You got a amazing story, acting, everybody top to bottom in that show crush those roles, crush those performances. And then there's the story to it. There's just the look and feel of that show. It was beautiful to watch. It was beautiful to look at. It's my all-time favorite next to The Office. It has to be.
Yeah. So in full disclosure, I didn't finish the show until about 2022. I
Mm,
stopped watching in 2011, for whatever reason, I don't know. And I went back and was like, wow, I really missed a masterpiece
Oh yeah.
of television. And I'm really
Mhm.
glad that Netflix had it on there and I was able to go back because
Yeah,
Walter
for
White
sure.
is he's, Tony Soprano is probably my favorite TV character ever.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you have Michael Scott, and then you got Walter White for me, bar none.
Yeah, he's such a it's just a weird character to like too, because I mean, you start out rooting for him, he's the hero of the show, but I mean, towards the end, he was just a really freaking bad dude, like everything he did was just bad, and you're rooting for this horrible, horrible monster.
Well, the Sopranos started the anti-hero television show. There's no Breaking Bad without the Sopranos.
I will say, I feel like I've said it a few times. I've never watched a single minute of The Sopranos.
You have to get on
I know,
that
I know,
because
I know.
anybody that's gone back because it stands the test of time. Like I
Yep.
can go back and watch any episode, and it's like watching a movie every time, just like Breaking
Mm,
Bad was. And you really
I
you
really
gotta
do have to. How many seasons of that show was there? Was that like a
six
quick and
is
done, or is that
six. I think it's
six?
six and a half. Six and
Six,
a, they
7?
split the last one. Well, I
They
guess
did that
they
thing.
split in two. But
Yeah,
it's a show. Those shows are tough. Like
yeah,
I mean Ozark. I got on that Ozark train. That was only 4 seasons, and I was like, man. But
yeah.
they,
We
you could
started
you
Ozark. We only made it like halfway into that first season. I just never got back into it.
it's Ozark's addicting, but it's a show that they were running out of ideas within 4 seasons.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They
Well,
really
I'd rather
were.
you wrap it up and end it than drag it out. And
Or you could be The Walking Dead and just fall into irrelevancy, and everybody fell off.
same thing over and over with that show. You're fighting zombies, you're safe. You got some new people. You're fighting more zombies, you're not safe. Over and over and over and over and over again. No thanks.
And I stopped watching once Rick Grimes left. I was done.
I was even before that. I feel like I can't even remember when I stopped, but yeah, that show.
I mean, I was one of those people holding on to something
Mm.
and really holding
And
on
it
and
was Rick. It
hoping.
was Rick Grimes.
And then after Rick was gone, it was only a matter of time before I fell behind on one episode and didn't care.
Sure.
You know.
Yep. Yep.
I want to talk about this too. Now, again, if you want to comment, please do on the YouTube channel or on the Let Freedom Ring page. If anybody's commenting on my personal, I can't see it. I find this kind of funny. The Lakers win the in-season tournament in the NBA. Here's LeBron, and I'm not everybody knows me. I'm not a LeBron hater. I do hate the Lakers, but I respect the legacy of Kobe Bryant and things like that. They're talking about maybe putting a banner up for this.
Is that seriously a thing? Yeah. I will say I haven't watched basketball in 15 years, so it's not my thing. Except for like if the Celtics hit the playoffs, I'll tune in. I'll tune in every now and then, but I didn't watch a single minute of the in season tournament. Explain it to me. So what are they? Was it like every team in the league and they seed and they go, or do you have to have a certain record, or how'd that work?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't
Exactly.
know.
Yep. Exactly.
I know it was single elimination, and I knew the Lakers won it, and I just thought I saw spraying of champagne and things like that, and I
Yeah.
just kind of was like, ugh, that's so cringe. And
Like, are they gonna get a ring for that or something, or is that
I don't know, but if you cannot put a banner in the
like a
Staples
ribbon?
Center. Well, they gave the medals. Charles
Come
Barkley
on,
said that
really?
I will troll the hell out of you if you put up a banner.
Good for him. No, I
You know,
agree. Yeah, I think it's silly. I mean, unless this is really the first time they do it, and then it continues and it builds into something really big or something like that. But I mean, that's gonna take seasons and seasons and seasons for it to really steamroll and get speed. I think that's crazy.
I applaud them for trying.
Sure.
Because I've as I've gotten older, I've become a whatever this if the once a week sports like
Yeah.
obviously football. I don't miss the Patriots. I'm a big fan of the MLR. I don't miss Free Jacks games, but baseball and basketball. Basketball 82 games, baseball 162. That's just a long season. It's like
Yeah.
you can space out. It's like you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm not into it. That's why same thing with the Bruins. Like I'll if they're in the playoffs, now it's time for me to tune in and figure out what's going on. But I same thing, baseball. I haven't watched baseball since we were in college. And even if the Sox are in the World Series, I really honestly, I hate to say it, Danny, you're gonna hate me, but
Yeah.
I really couldn't care less.
I,
you know?
I can tell you, like 2018 didn't feel as cool as like 2004, 2007,
I think that's
2013.
that. And there was that mystique to them finally winning, and it was. I mean, that was. I will say that was fun. You know, when we were in college at the time, that was an absolute blast. You know, but I don't know. It's either like a young man's game to watch or an old man's. I feel like we're in this renaissance period right here in the middle. We're nearing on 40, and we got other things to do.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you could probably see in the background. I mean, it's littered with, baseball pictures in the back and other sports, but
hmm
I don't idolize the players like I did as a kid,
Sure. No, of course
and
not.
and
Yeah.
it's
Mm.
just I'm older than most of them. You'd be pretty much at the end of your career at my age,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. No.
you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No. But I will say, I mean, if Manny Ramirez or Big Poppy walked through the door right now, I'd be head over heels. That'd be awesome. You
oh,
know, some of those
absolutely.
idols from back in the day, but I couldn't even name. Like, is David
I don't,
Price still on the Red Sox? I know David Price.
no, no.
No.
Rafael
Well, there we go.
Devers is pretty much the one trying to sell tickets. They paid him. You got some crazy contracts, obviously, going on with the Dodgers there, and a lot of people are turning on
I
baseball.
didn't even know about the Xander. I didn't even know that
Otani,
Otani existed until like yeah, until like 3 months ago. You know?
really? I was aware of him, but I do
Yeah.
follow a little bit, not closely, but the World Baseball Classic, that's every 3 years, I believe, and that's something I get really into. And he was on Japan, and Mike Trout was
No,
on
there you go.
U.S.,
Yeah.
and it came down to them at the end there. So I do love
Yeah.
that type of stuff. Um, I want to get into our next segment here. Just kind of talking about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We're both getting into our golden years. No, I wouldn't say golden years, midlife, right? Um,
Silver.
you,
I'm getting some grays going on the side here.
oh, I've been going gray since I was 24. Honestly, I'm pretty gray. From what I wear a hat a lot, or I shave my head. But um, with that being said, recently you posted on Facebook, and it's got a lot of traction. Um, your daughter Zoe was asking to listen to Fuel, or no, it was Bush.
Bush. So yeah. So what we do? I just want to know because I've been going in and out. Can you hear me okay right now? Am I good?
I can.
Am I good
Yeah,
on the
I can hear
camera?
you.
All right,
Yep.
yeah, no, yeah. So what we do, when I pick her up or drop her off at school, I've still got all my old CDs, all my old CD books in my car, and she loves going through those CD books and just randomly picking something out, you know. So, yeah, she's like one of her favorites is Blink 182 right now. It's the Enema of the State album, and she'll pop that on. She'll have me play What's My Age Again, and I love it. She liked Bush for some reason. It was a really long week of my life, but she got really into Crazy Town. I had the Crazy
Crazy
Town
Town.
CD.
Okay.
Yeah, she wanted the Butterfly song over and over and over again, but that was really only because the CD art is this chick with like her tongue pierced and she's licking a lollipop and she just like the girl with the lollipop, you know, she's so innocent. She has no idea what's going
Yeah.
on. But yeah, I picked her up from school the other day. We got in the car. She goes, Dad, I want to listen to Bush. It's like, oh yeah, Bush. Okay, here we go. She's like, no. Blink 182. Play my favorite song. I was like, yes, ma'am. Let's rock and roll. Let's go.
So you still got a CD player in your car then?
Yeah, I mean, I got an older car. I'm still driving like a 2012 Subaru Outback. It's going on 175,000 miles. I'm gonna drive that baby into the ground. But yeah, it's got the one CD player. I don't have like a big change, a 6 disc changer or anything like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I definitely I lease, right? So my latest car is a 2021, and
congratulations.
I noticed. I didn't notice this at first, but
Mhm.
I got home and go, "Whoa, this doesn't have a CD player."
Nope. Yep.
There's no CD player. You have to hook up your phone if you want to listen to music, which
It's
I,
archaic technology. Yeah, they don't do
you
that
know,
anymore.
I gotta say, I miss the '90s. I miss the 2000s, and life is as you do get older, life is just changing. It's like
Yeah.
constant. We are living. I mean, I'm wearing Back to the Future. This
I'm
movie,
wearing Christmas Vacation.
this movie ended in what 2016. That's where the future was.
20, yeah, it was because what were they 1986? That yeah, was it 2016 or 2026? Yeah, I think it was 2016. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we've already passed. Maybe it been 2015. I don't know,
I've
but
got
we've already
no
passed.
hoverboards. I've got no.
You have FaceTime.
Man.
You have
Yeah,
Face. We're
yeah,
doing it right
sure.
now.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
that's true.
you,
Okay, they nailed it on
Fleet.
that one.
Flea called Marty McFly on the TV there.
Fired him, and sent him your fired notices through his fax machine and all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah, and so we don't use fax machines, so they were wrong about that.
I still use fax machine at work, so I mean,
Oh,
I
really?
don't know. Oh yeah, I'll fax a document every now and then, or I'll get a fax. Oh yeah, it's weird, but yeah, we'll still
I
do it
don't.
every now and then.
I don't think I've ever used the fax machine ever.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. It's like a scanner, and it just sends. It's like me sending you a picture through text, but through a big ass machine and on the computer. I don't know how it works.
No, that's. I
Uh,
can't say I've done that in. Oh, Wyndham's making some noise here. Speaking of which, I adopted a
oh,
dog.
oh, I know.
Let's
I
give a
saw.
little.
Congratulations. How's that going? How's
Give a
that
little.
going?
It's pretty
Oh,
good. So we got Wyndham Rotunda Bullier here. Black Lab Retriever. I love this guy. I absolutely love this
yeah.
guy. Um, and I'm starting to understand a little bit about fatherhood here.
Oh, for
And
sure.
you know, I gotta say though, we're going through puppy. He's about 9 months old,
Yep. Okay.
and
Yep.
we're just trying to get it down in his head like you poop outside.
You're
Like,
figuring each other out. Oh, yeah.
I
You
mean,
yeah.
we spent 40 minutes right outside, came back in, and he went in the house. And I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
if you're gonna live here, one, you're not paying rent already,
You bum. Yep.
and now you think, so that's you were definitely having some growing pains there.
Yeah. I mean, I
Uh,
think, I had a dog in a previous relationship that we adopted. Same thing. It was a lab mix that was probably about his age, about 9 months, 7 months, 8 months or so. And yeah, it definitely takes a while to really get things locked in and figure you got to figure each other out. I mean, he's still figuring you out too, but it definitely takes a while, that's for sure.
oh, he gets very excited when I come home. He's very like he was very last weekend. He was so timid. He didn't want to leave a room. He
Yeah,
didn't want.
yeah,
He
of course.
didn't really eat. He didn't go to the bathroom. Which I heard, that's kind of I've been in relationships where like who I was dating had the dog, and we've had
Hmm.
family dogs. My brothers all have
Yeah,
dogs, so this is the first one that's like, this is my son.
yours. Yeah, yep, yep. And
You
that's
know,
that's that's the way you got to look at it. You got to do everything for that little pup now. Yeah,
I gotta
you're in for a journey, my friend.
I have to protect this dog with my life,
Yeah,
essentially.
yep,
And
absolutely.
but yeah, no, but I have been thrown out because I like to troll, and I've been in a lot of group chats just saying, I'm a dad now, and I understand what it's like to be a parent. What do you think? This
How
this
much
gets
time you
into the
got,
heated
man?
this gets into the heated debate where Father's Day and Mother's Day does come around every year, and a
Yep.
lot of people post on Facebook, um, you know, a picture of their pet saying, Happy Father's Day or Mother's Day to me. I do not tell me this is not my child.
Hmm.
As a father of an actual
Hmm.
human,
Yep.
what do you think of these posts?
Um, that's a that's a great question. It's you're you're a dog father. It's different. It's just different. I will absolutely say that moms and dads of pets are 100% accurate. My wife, she adopted a pup a few years before I was with her. Unfortunately, we had to put her down a little bit ago, and that killed me. But she was absolutely her mom until she was always her mom, and she always will be her mom 100%. Um, but raising a human is is a completely different story. It just is until Wyndham can ask you to play Blink 182 and that sort of stuff, then we'll talk, I guess. But
Yeah, I always see that, and like there are people that if you tell them that they aren't, like they get really mad,
they should,
and
yeah,
I get it, like
mhm,
because I'm excited to have this guy, you
absolutely.
know, and
Your
but
life's
no,
different now. Your life's completely different. You can't just pack
but
up
he
and
does.
go somewhere if you want to anymore. You gotta. That's always you
You got
have
to
that.
plan.
You have the responsibility of life, is what it is. Whether it's a human, whether it's a dog, whether it's even a cat, you have another life that is relying on you to remain alive is really what it comes
Yes.
down to. That's crazy to think about, but I mean, you can't just, if you wanted to, a month ago you could get in the car and go on a road trip down to wherever if you wanted to, but you can't do that now.
Now I got to ask this though, as a father to a human
Yes.
and a guy who was not a father until he had a child in his 30s, right? How has your
Yeah.
life changed since having Zoe? Things that just stand out.
Again, like I'm saying, like I said before, it's you have a life that is your responsibility and that relies on everything. Every day up, the first thing I think about is Zoe alive? Like that's just what it is. It's like that's my first thing. Let's check on her, make sure she's good, but she always is. I mean, granted, she's gonna be 4 in February, but a little bit different. When they're really young, sleeping, crib, all that sort of stuff. You are last. I'm last with everything that ever is gonna happen in my life. Like I matter least amount I can matter in my opinion. Everything is she means everything. Um, but yeah, sort of like I was saying, like you can't just go out and me and my wife wanted to go out like before around granted we were only dating for a few months, but we could go do anything we wanted. We could go down to fall down to wherever. We can go on Main Street, Manchester, and bar hop all night long. You got to find a babysitter. You got to figure things out. You got to do this. You got to do that. Um, you can't just go home after work and put your feet up and go to bed or something. You gotta keep that person alive.
Is there a lot of
It's
like you got to
tough.
entertain them too?
Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, especially I would think any parent would say that. I mean, I think everybody parents different. But I mean, I consider myself a very fun dad. I love getting down, playing with her, reading to her. I love reading to my kid because I get to do funny, silly voices and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, like there's no free weekends. We wake up, we on a Saturday, she's got dance class at 10 o'clock. So we got to do things before that. We got to do things after that. We got to go outside and play. We got to do this, but it's so rewarding because, you watch her grow, you watch her, like she's like right on the cusp of being able to read. And, it's
Oh,
because
okay.
we're working towards that. So there's this reward of seeing your kid grow and become a person, you know?
Yeah, no, and you could tell like just through like posts and stuff how happy you are to be a dad.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
think I
it's
think the role fits you.
I said it right after she was born, like she's my purpose on earth, and she's everything that my life has ever led up to. And I don't want to bring the room down, but I feel like she's the only thing that I've ever been good at is being her dad. I'm serious, and it's why I'm here, is to be her father and be my wife's husband and try to do the best I can for my family. And that's also that piece of it. It's building a family. It's building a group together too, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
and that kind of gets me kind of transitioning to the next thing because I kind of want to talk about this, but then I kind of want to talk about like the family aspect of it.
mhm.
You're a Christmas guy. You
Oh,
you had you
yep.
you would be Santa Claus for Halloween. I think you held on to that costume for a
Oh, at
long time.
least 3 years in a row. Yeah.
Um, Speaking of which, I want to get your like must-watch Christmas movies, but I also want to talk about like what are the movies that you want Zoe to be into too, or like the
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
traditions of that.
Yeah. It begins and ends with Home Alone. I think, and that's a pretty dead giveaway. I love me some Home Alone. Um, I got her into that, like a year ago or so, and she was actually scared of it. She was actually scared of the wet bandit, scared of the bad guys. So that was kind of funny. Yeah, yeah. Um, so that's definitely up there. We put on the Grinch the other night, the old half hour, Grinch cartoon
The good
movie.
Grinch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the good. So that's a caveat to that. So we watched that. I hadn't seen it in years, right? And she's snuggling up with me. It's late at night. She likes turning all the lights out in the living room and making it a movie theater, right? So we were doing that. And I was just getting all these flashbacks from when I was a kid. Like I hadn't watched this in 20 something years probably, and it's like, wow, like I remember doing this with my parents when I was a kid. Um, but then we've started to watch the newer Grinch, the 2018 cartoon with Benedict Cumberbatch. It's not bad. It's kind of funny. It keeps her entertained hours, and then I could go, take a dump or something. But
I here was my gripe with that movie. I took Brady for an uncle nephew day, right, to see that movie
that's
in
awesome.
theaters.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Um, and he was still pretty little at the time, and they didn't play the Grinch song.
No,
It
it's
doesn't
Pharrell. It's
exist in that
Pharrell.
movie.
Just he does it at the beginning where it's a Pharrell remix. I think it's Pharrell, right? Yeah, I think it is. Um, yeah, it's all different. Then there's no music really throughout it. They were just trying to do something different, I think. Yeah.
I'm always down to do something different when they do
Mhm.
remakes, but I think like that song is so iconic to the
Yeah.
Grinch that not
You think it
having
would
it in
even
it,
be in the credits or something, but yeah, it's not even there.
that was why I think I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that was
Makes
my
sense.
biggest
Yeah.
gripe.
No, I believe it. But yeah, we've been into that, and then we actually I thought we had a copy of the actual book floating around, but we didn't, so we got one of those, and now we're reading that every night before bed. So we got Home Alone, we got Grinch, that's up there. I tried watching Jingle All the Way with her the other day, and she was sort of into it, but and she sort of lost interest in it. I mean, at some point, Christmas Vacation, I think, is going to have to be a staple, but
Yes,
you know, she's not there yet.
I think Jingle All the Way though. I think that's more of like once you hit maybe like 11 or 12,
Yeah, right.
you can
Yeah,
start to
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean, she likes superheroes and all that sort of stuff. So like we were watching, the final scene where he's actually in that ridiculously elaborate Turbo Man costume, which I mean, we could talk about that for an hour. I mean, that was a parade. And that guy's got a Turbo Man costume that's got an actual jetpack that's flying around. He's shooting laser discs out of him. But she was loving that piece of it, but I don't think she wouldn't have sat with me throughout the whole thing leading up to it, that's for sure.
well, you got to have the action movie piece of it with having Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? They had to
Got it.
get that in
Yeah.
there. I
Yeah.
mean that movie's pretty stacked though. I mean Phil Hartman, very underrated
Rest in
piece of
peace.
that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sinbad is in that
Howard,
movie.
the cookie's a fantastic cookie's a put the cookie down. Yeah, Sinbad. What a piece of garbage he was in that movie. Just
Real bad.
real bad. Chasing Jamie all the way up that building. Like
I know he went from like to like just want to get a toy for his son to like
hmm
epic villain,
hmm
and
yeah,
then was
yeah.
like I've seen the light at the end of the movie.
Those are bad fathers. That's what that is. And that's, full circle. Those guys are just bad dads. You're absent dad. You're working. you could have got those dolls months in advance. You
It's
gotta you
true.
gotta think about that stuff, you know.
It's crazy because there's been a lot of toys over the years that, I remember when like Tickle Me Elmo was like the thing,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
then Beanie Babies. There's so many.
Yep.
Um,
I remember. I got a story. My stepdad back in like probably 1992, 93. It was the Power Rangers action figures for me. It was the big original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He did the same thing where he was out probably like day before Christmas, 2 days before Christmas, going all over Nashua, going to like Service Merchandise, Kmart, Toys R Us, KB Toys, looking for those for me all over town. Ended up finding a couple. But,
I will say this: the Power Rangers. I was never like huge into Power Rangers. Like I
mhm.
watched after school. I was always wrestling.
Sure,
I
of
mean, I'm
course.
still wrestling to this day,
Yeah.
but I remember how hard those were to get.
Yeah.
And then one time, my mom took us to me, Bobby, and Mike to Toys R Us, and they were just loaded with Power
Yeah.
Rangers. Like they
Second wave
restocked
of them.
finally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yep.
it's always second wave.
Hmm.
I gotta say, movies that you guys see. What about Muppets Christmas Carol? I mean, have you
You
ever been
know,
into that?
I watched that when I was a kid, and it always confused me because I remember watching it when I was really young, and I didn't understand that the Muppets weren't real people. Like it just blew my mind. That whole thing blew my mind of how those Muppets interacted with those people. And then I haven't watched it since I was probably like 6 years old.
Because that's what
And
I
I'm
mean. What a frog and a pig can't have pigs and frog babies.
I mean, they could, but
Uh,
that always freaked me out.
I like that. Michael Caine's in it, and that's
Yep.
before I even knew. I didn't really know who Michael Caine was till he did Goldmember.
He's big time. Yeah, he's big
But
time.
he really is. So that was a huge get.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
the one I always have to watch because it's my favorite movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life. I know that one is
Yeah,
like
not my thing.
you're not into like the old
Yeah,
movies.
no, I'm really not. Especially like the bummers like that. That's funny. I totally forgot about that. You used to put that on in college. And I'd be sitting there, I'm blacked out drunk, and this guy's watching, It's a Wonderful Life. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, the
Yeah,
message is
no,
good though. I mean, think about that.
yeah.
The whole town came together to save this. The guy thinks he has no impact on people in his life because I think we all impact other people's lives,
Mhm.
right? And he gets set up, and everybody comes together to make sure he doesn't go to jail. I mean, it
It's a
is a
beautiful
wonderful
story.
life,
Yeah,
you
that
know.
is wonderful. That is wonderful. I'd rather see guys get smashed in the face with paint cans and nails shoved through their foot personally, but
Yeah,
to each their
I
own.
I do like a nice black and white movie if it's good, like Humphrey Bogart.
Mm,
I haven't watched any of his movies in years, but I used to always really appreciate that. And
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of good Chris. We've done it on the show before. We did a bracket of like all the top Christmas movies of all time, and I'm trying to remember who
Mhm,
won because that was 2 years ago. But
mhm.
yeah, I am definitely more of a Halloween person
Yeah, you
than
are. Yeah,
Christmas.
yeah. I'm the Christmas guy. I love Halloween too. Halloween's definitely my second, but we went out, we got a tree mid-November. I Me and the kid were decorating it with all my I mean, I still have all my ornaments from when I was a kid. That was just fun, and getting out, putting lights on the new house was a blast. We're slowly accumulating more and more like inflatable things for the front lawn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that house. Um, I love it. I love it.
Is there a lot of traditions you guys have started yet, or anything that you?
I mean, doing the ornaments I think is really big with me and with Zoe now. She's done it like the last couple of years, and so I think that's definitely just doing that together as a family is a blast. Um, we had been going to the lights at Gillette, but
Oh,
last
okay.
year was the last year that they did that, so we're trying to find new lights. We did the LaBelle Winery thing. It wasn't that great. Um, but and we got the stupid elf on the shelf too. I mean,
Oh,
I guess
you're
that's
doing that.
yeah, I'm doing one of those. I've definitely had some good ones. Been lazy with a couple of nights, but she's just at the perfect age for it. I mean, she's gonna be 4 in February. She believes in it. Um, and it's also this thing that people don't realize. Like if your kid's into the elf on the shelf, I don't have to force the kid to wake up and get out of bed anymore.
Oh,
Like a lot
really?
of the yeah, the kid she'll hop right up. She'll run downstairs. Where is that elf? Where is that sneaky elf? And she'll start looking around. She'll bring a flashlight, looking around. She'll say, I hear her. I hear her. And she's so funny. But like 2 months ago, it would be a 20-minute battle to get the kid out of bed. She doesn't want to get up,
Oh,
you
really?
know. But now it's boom. So to the parents that are out there, if you're having a hard time getting your kid out of bed, give them something to do first thing in the morning. Give them something to find. Give them the elf on the shelf. Do something throughout the year because it works.
Yeah, because I think it's gonna get. I remember it like being hard to get out of bed in like middle school was when that
Oh, for
started.
sure. Yeah, dragging her ass. Yeah,
You
but
know.
yeah, no, she'll do that. She's like a little three-nager. She's a pain in the ass. It's so rewarding though. Let me tell you.
And I want to do this too. So weekly, we're gonna pick out of anybody every week. We're each gonna have a pick of who we thought maybe in sports, entertainment, regular people like us, who's having the best week ever, and we're gonna have if I can find the clip here.
You don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
We're going to pick the crumb bum of the week as well. But first, before we do that, let's get into who's having the best week ever winner. Do you have any picks in anything right this week that you just are thinking?
I hadn't thought of who's having the best week. I really hadn't thought of that. You go first. Let me see. Maybe you'll spark something with me.
So
here.
my pick, because I think he's been the talk. He's probably not going to be a starter next year in the NFL, or at least for the Giants. But I have to go with this kid, Tommy DeVito. He's getting on all the, he's on like extra. They did some food review with that guy all over Facebook who does the food reviews. People are talking about his agent and they think he's a mobster. Just the name Tommy DeVito. Like, I feel like Tommy DeVito, this is going to be a name people are going to remember from 2023. Not that the Giants are going to win anything, but he came in, he's got the name. He's got this agent, again, who they think is a mobster. He's doing the YouTube videos. I'm going best week winner ever. Tommy DeVito is my first one.
You know what? I love it. And I thought of something. I love Tommy DeVito. I'm going to give you the flip on that. I'm going to give you Malik Cunningham as the winner of the week. Getting the hell out of New England onto a team that has the potential to win a Super Bowl. Good for him.
And he's buddies with Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they're buddies or not, but they both played for Louisville, I believe. Yeah, but like he was just going back a couple of segments. I mean, how could we have not done something with that kid? You know, like he definitely had the look of some talent for sure.
I was at the preseason game against the Texans. I wanted to see all year what this kid had, and we just never got to see it. And I understand he doesn't really fit what the Patriots do. Not that what the Patriots were doing all year has worked. So, yeah, Malik Cunningham, Tommy DeVito, they're having really good weeks. I got to say, though, Tommy DeVito has to be having the best week ever.
You don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
I want to get into the crumb bum of the week. Who's not having such a good week? Do you have a pick for that?
So is it not is it who I think is just a bum this week or just having a bad week? Because
this bum of this week, maybe having a bad week.
There was an individual, again, focusing on the NFL, that I lost a lot of respect for him this week. I think his actions have been worthy of crumb bum of the week. That's Patrick Mahomes.
That's my pick.
How much? Get out of town. We didn't plan this, people. No shit, huh? Are you serious?
He is absolutely been
You don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep. You don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera.
Sorry, I did not mean to hit that twice, but Patrick Mahomes, I'm with you on that.
It worked. Wow, I can't believe that the stars were aligned. The stars were aligned on that. Like, act like you've been there before, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're the best in the NFL. Uh, it's not it. Like, I could do this all night long. So he's complaining, he's bitching and moaning. I mean, it was obvious, you know. It's obvious. Um, it was a great play. Don't get me wrong, but come on, man.
Here's the thing: the call was right.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was the
Yeah,
right call. It
yeah.
absolutely was the right call, and I understand the frustration of the consistency because consistency is a big thing. But
Sure.
they got it right, and after the game, Patrick Mahomes, you are the face of this league, and I
Mhm.
get it. It's hard, and he's learning to be the face of the league.
Mhm.
But he even said to Josh Allen, never seen a call. He was bitching about the call to
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Say good game. Say good game and move on. And like my thing is like if you're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at Kadarius Toney for not checking himself or making sure that you're checking yourself. You're a professional wide receiver. You should know how to do that. You should also not line up off sides. I mean, it's pretty effing straightforward that there's an imaginary line there. Be behind it, okay? But my thing with it, sure, it was a great play, all that. They would have, maybe won the game, but it was still second down. It was like second and 15. Go out there and win the game again. If you're so good, if you're Patrick Mahomes and you're Travis Kelsey, you're only on like the 50, the 45, or whatever. I mean, like, act like you've been there before and go win it again and show me something instead of bitching and moaning and crying about it and winning crumb bum of the week unanimous,
Yeah, I mean, it was
unprecedented.
across the board. He did it after the game. He did it in the press conference. I know he has now said like I was out of line and whatnot. But the Chiefs have had a lot of calls go in their favor. A lot of
For
calls.
sure.
So
Yep.
you
Yep.
really can't just. Again, you're the face of the league. You have to act like it.
Yeah.
This was not his finest moment. His wife,
Hmm.
she's a piece of work. Everybody knows that. I hope she doesn't corrupt Taylor Swift. But she's complaining about the refs after. Patrick Mahomes, without a doubt, you are acting
You
like.
don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
I love that.
Yeah. That's not Bill
Yeah,
Bollier on there, is it? Because it's certainly
that
there's
is
a little
some.
bit of resemblance.
I think that's just the age group that he's in now, where they just. Um, but yeah, crumb bum of the week,
Yep,
hands down, Patrick Mahomes.
no doubt.
Do better. You're not a team necessarily hated by most people. Like I don't have hatred for the Chiefs or anything like that. It doesn't, not like I did
Yeah,
the
no.
Steelers or the Colts
Yeah,
or anything like
yeah,
that.
yep, yep.
So don't give the whole every, I get it. They're human beings, right?
Hmm.
And you're gonna say things, but even Andy Reid was like crying about it after.
Yep,
It's like,
yeah,
guys, you had a call in the Super Bowl that a lot of people were like, this doesn't feel right,
yeah. Just
So
act like
you
you've
get
been there. Like it happened. Like you said, they've gotten plenty of calls going their way, and you still could have won that game. That's on you.
it wasn't
That's
over.
no.
I think someone said he said a comment about like this affects like Travis Kelsey's Hall of Fame career. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
Mm,
why are we going down this rabbit hole? You lost
right.
a regular season game.
Hmm.
I get it. But yes, so Patrick Mahomes, you are the crumb bum of the week. And I still think the Chiefs probably end up making it far or into the
Oh,
Super
they'll
Bowl.
they'll be there. Yeah, they'll be there. I mean, I mean, AFC's good top to bottom. I think. Well, I don't say top to bottom, but they got some good teams. But yeah, no, I mean, they'll be there. How can you not be there?
Honestly, if the Patriots had a half decent team, they'd be in the playoffs. Like a half
Sure.
decent
Yeah.
team,
Yeah. Yep.
you know.
Yep. It's been a weird season. It's been a weird season. Injuries, a lot of QBs getting hurt, a lot of just everybody getting hurt. It's sort of a bummer. I hate to say it, but I was really bummed out that Aaron Rodgers went out the way that he did. I was looking forward to it. And that's crazy to me that I was looking forward to seeing him play, but I really wanted to see him play.
It was a great story, great
Yeah.
storyline.
Hmm.
The Jets fans were really excited, and it just didn't pan. I mean, I can't believe how fast that happened. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was still working, and someone's like, "Yeah," I'm like looking at
Yeah.
Facebook. My brother's like, "Yeah, Rodgers is hurt. I'm going.
Yeah, I hadn't even turned the
Stop
game
it.
on yet. It was Monday night. I mean, I had just put the kid down to bed. I had finally got down. I put it on, and like, why am I looking at Zach Wilson right now? What the hell is going on?
It's really bad luck for the Jets. Like really
Yeah.
bad luck and unfortunate. And Rodgers himself has made some crumb bum statements in his
Sure.
time.
Yep.
So we do
Yeah,
have
he
a
might.
comment.
Maybe he'll show up down the line on the crumb bum of the week, and absolutely they do.
I'm sure Eric and Bobby, my brother, checking in here. Jets suck. It's been rough for them. Yeah. So we'll see who the next week we'll be back in 2 weeks. We're gonna do this bi-weekly. But this week, winner of the week, Tommy DeVito. This guy, everybody's talking about. I'm not saying he's the future of the league or anything, but again, Tommy DeVito's having a great week. He's had a great couple weeks. Crumb bum of the week, Patrick Mahomes. We'll be picking this in winner of the week or crumb bum of the week. It could be from any genre of entertainment. It could be regular life. We'll be picking that. But this has been Free Thought. Ring in Free Thoughts with Dan and Scott. We'll be here bi-weekly. And yeah, tune in. We want people to tune in. We want you to interact with us. And we look forward to doing the next one. Any final thoughts, Scott?
No, it was just this is great. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait till the next show. We'll see if our brains align on the crumb bum of the week. I promise to the audience out there, we did not plan that. I was surprised that you had my picture pulled. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You're reading my mind.
I was so ready to just, Patrick Mahomes, man. Not a good look, not a good week for you. Crumb bum of the week, one more time. Patrick Mahomes, you
don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
All right, well, we're going to sign off, but everybody have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Again, this has been Ring In Free Thoughts with Dan and Scott. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.